Okay, Mr. Ramin, are you ready? Are you ready to rock?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Fantastic. Well, first of all, I thank you so much for taking the time. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce the CEO, which is one of our, again, this is a gentleman I have a lot of respect for. This is a gentleman who was lead by example. He have done so many things for all of us. I mean, own almost about 4 different multi-company. He's, you call, the forensic, a man with the vision, unstoppable. And I've learned so much from him, ladies and gentlemen, and he has a lot to share for all of us. Our visionary, the forensic, our CEO, Mr. Ramin Mazgallo. Take it away, sir.
Thank you very much, Maria. And yeah, it's been a great career. What can I tell you? I do post, and a lot of time when I do my posts, I show lifestyle. You guys know it's never about showing off. That's just not, I don't have a bone of show off in my body. It's to inspire you, because I know nothing will happen unless you inspire people. When you look at all the greatest personalities in the world, I'm not comparing myself to them, I'm just making examples. Whether it was religious figures, whether it was Gandhi, whether it was Mandela, whatever. The reason why they were successful is because they inspired the many. That's what they did. You look at some of the biggest authors in the world, and a lot of them athletes, they've been inspired by another athlete, right? So our job is to inspire the many. In MLM, a question that comes up a lot, no one had an answer to. And I think I have the answer. Along the way, being so involved for 30 years in MLM, I always search for answers that you don't find in textbooks. And I think I have the answer when someone says, how do you make a lot of money in MLM? I mean, people say all kinds of reasons, recruit, be a good trainer, whatever, right? You have all these things. I think the answer is none of that. I think the answer is you need to be able to inspire the many to become more than what they are. Because if you're not managing to inspire the many, then you're recruiting constantly. You're in a treadmill. You get them in the system, you lose them. Get them in the system, you lose them. So MLM is about inspiring lots of people to become more than what they are, to have more longevity, to become better version of themselves, to become your diehard fans of your product and your services and your coaching. They want to be in your team, they like and trust, all of that stuff. And because of that, you have longevity, you have activity, and you become successful. So inspiration doesn't come with modesty, okay? It's good to be modest, and you should be modest in every other part of your life except this, all right? So I was just talking to my son, and today he became 11. So today his actual birthday, but we're going to celebrate it on the weekend. And so for the first time, he walked home on his own, because I wouldn't allow that in the past. And he has a martial arts tournament coming up this weekend. Awesome. And and so I said, okay, what a way to start 1-1. So, and I was telling him I'm inspiring him as an athlete, what I used to do before a fight. How did I prepare for that next competition that's coming up? And he's going against guys, because of his size, he's going against guys who are bigger and older than him, teenagers, and he just turned 11. So again, I was inspiring him how he needs to be prepared for this fight. In absence of that, he's just going to show up, not be prepared. And in life, you don't win because you show up. In life, you win because you prepare, and you're inspired to win, and you want to win. So in any event, that's what we do. Last week, we talked about a chapter. A very important chapter, which I should have written maybe 30 years ago, but I decided to do it recently. And we didn't get to finish it, so we're going to finish it today. But let's do a quick recap of what we talked about last week. And the biggest question for new people who are looking at the industry and existing people, because vast majority of our existing people have no clue what they're involved in, because they got them based on emotions. Somebody told them you can make more money, or maybe there's some good products to use, which is great. But that's not what our industry is about. That's the result of our industry. But that's not what the industry is. The result is you get some good products. The result is you make some more money. But that's not what the industry is. The industry is the industry, and that's the result of the industry. It's like, a car is not where you go from point A to point B. A car is a car. The result is you go from point A to point B. So we understand that when it comes to other things. But when it comes to MLM industry as a whole, we don't understand it. So I put together a forensic chapter. What is MLM? Because a lot of people don't even know how to respond to it. What do you do as an MLM? You don't even know what to respond. And the perception that goes around is that it's a business. You get in, you invite, you recruit people, and you make a lot of money. And of course, that is not what MLM is. MLM is simply a method of distribution, just like franchising, just like a mail order, just like internet business, just like an affiliate program, whatever. It is simply a method of distribution. So then that brings us to myth number one, which is, can MLM companies be illegal? The answer is no. How could a method of distribution be illegal? Mm-hmm. So MLM, multi-level marketing, that's what it stands for. It's simply moving goods from the manufacturer to the consumer. That's all it is. Whether you do that through wholesalers in between, which is traditional business, whether you do that through brick and mortar stores, whether you do that through internet, Amazon, whatever. This is just simply moving goods from a manufacturer to the end. So it cannot be illegal. What is illegal, whether it's MLM, whether it's franchising, whether it's any method of doing business, distribution, is how you do the business, right? It is how, in our business, is specifically, whether it's legal or not legal, has everything to do with the way the finances are run and not the method of distribution. And once you understand that, then you're not shy to tell people what you do. So what do you do? Well, I'm in distribution business. Really, what type of distribution are you in? I'm in multi-level marketing. Is it one of those things you could? No, that's not what I said. It's not about recruiting anybody. I am in multi-level marketing. I move goods from directly from manufacturer to the consumers. To recruit people. Well, I do make some residual income if I decide to recruit. See, I separate them together. I separate the method of distribution from the commission plan. For any type of business you look at, for example, the banking system, they got some of the most restricted rules because of money laundering, because of all this stuff. So the most restricted, you can't even send $10,000 without, so does that make banking illegal? No, it doesn't make banking illegal. But if they decide not to follow the protocols as set by the government, that makes what they do illegal. So if there are banks that get shut down, lose their licenses or whatever it is, that doesn't make banking illegal. It means how they ran their business was illegal. So once we understand what we do for a living, which is a method of distribution, it's so easy to promote it. You are simply in distribution business. So again, so the method of distribution, what you do cannot be illegal, but if you are doing what you're doing by presenting it the wrong way, which has to do with compensation, then what you are doing becomes illegal. That's not the method of distribution. What you are doing becomes illegal. In fact, most companies that get shut down, it's not because a company is illegal. The government looks at how their distributors are behaving. What is the culture of the company? You can have all the right things in your policies and procedure. As a company, the last company got shut down was BMA. They were a good company, they were a unilevel system, but they got shut down because the government said, well, although you have all the right things in your policies and procedure, your people, your trainings portrayed something different. And in multi-level marketing, if I have to oversimplify this because it's very complex, but if I have to oversimplify this, is that the government mandates and all the protocols and laws are in place to avoid people coming into our platform as investors. And what the government likes to see is that our compensation plan rewards people who consume and sell, and not people who want to invest and earn. We're not in an investment business. We're in a product distribution business. So if somebody coming in with the minds, with a promise that you don't have to distribute or use anything, you make money, well, that's illegal. That's an investment opportunity, which we don't do. It's not legal to do. But if you say someone, come in, buy the same package, start consuming and promoting and selling products, there's no law in the world that says that's illegal. That's not, but that's what business, because now we're doing what we say, we are multi-level marketing, where we are moving from goods from the manufacturer and send directly to the end consumer. It's incredible. It's the same package. It's the same people, but yet one is legal, one is legal. But it's no different in other industries. If you got an insurance agent that comes to you or a real estate agent comes to you and presents and offers you some side deals to get whatever, there are many ways to go wrong in any business, and some do and get reprimanded for it. Ours is no different. Now, it does happen more in our industry because we're not dealing with professionals. A lot of people that join our workforce never run a business before, even if your traditional business is completely different. So, and let's talk about some ups and downs of our business that we talked about last week. Some of the ups that we have quickly: low startup costs, low maintenance costs. It's a business of leverage, you can make a lot of money. It's an equal opportunity for all, doesn't matter what country, what religion, what demographic, what education. Anyone can come in, pick up some basic skills, and be able to do it fairly well. It replaced the massive middleman profits, and which goes to a few individuals who make a ton of money. It breaks it down into a compensation plan where lots of people share in that profit versus few people, wholesalers in between, who usually collect all that money. Basically what we do, our compensation plan replaces the wholesale profits of the middleman in traditional business and spreads into compensation plan for the many people to get. There are some tax benefits in some countries. It is a business beyond borders, which is one of the biggest benefits we have. No other method of distribution you can pick up, and with most good MLM companies, you can build outside your country, outside your city. So, oh, it's getting exciting around here. Things are falling up. So, you know, even this charger wants to get into the business. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. All right, so there are other things. I mean, it's a fairly safe business. I mean, you decide to get consumed by life and not do what you're supposed to do, and you do, yes, let's say we do everything wrong, right? Or even if the company's bad, what do you lose? A few $100, a couple of thousand. What do you lose? No, it's fairly safe. In any other method of distribution, you could lose your life. Massive income potential that like no other method of distribution offers. The personal development and support you get here, I mean, you can get some of that in franchising, I suppose, but you pay a lot of money for that, and it's not free. Those trainings are not free. You got to pay for those things. Here, you get all this great support from multimillionaires who work with you for free. And of course, you know, when you give it MLM companies, you're very professional companies, massively, they're the big companies, of course, the good ones, and they invest millions into infrastructure, and you get all that technology for free. Websites, software, all that. So these are the ups of our business. But there are some downs to our business because, you know, we get a lot of people that come into our business and they're really, you know, they're not professionals, right? And the way they're brought in is that basically recruit and go sell something. And that's what they focus on. And once they do that, they go back, go sell something, go recruit someone. They forget there's a service element in there. You got to service your customers, you got to service your existing distributors, and that's not there. Generally, people put that on the company, which is wrong to do. So because of that, there's a lot of grievances. And my experience in 30 years, the vast majority of disgruntled people in MLM, they're not disgruntled at the company, they're disgruntled at the person who brought them in or the experience they have with the team. So we need to start working on that. This doesn't happen in other methods of distributions. They spend a lot of money in their platforms. They're better trained, and they understand the importance of keeping your customer. So service is a much bigger deal in other methods of distribution than MLM. Now, MLM companies offer good service because we understand we own a traditional business, but it's the distributors that don't understand the element of service when they get into this industry. There's almost no training. It's not that the companies don't have training. All good companies have training. It's that when people come into MLM, they don't spend the time to get trained. They don't show up to treat me. They don't get on calls like this. They basically, all they know is, I know 5 people, I'm going to get them in, I'm going to get rich. That's their attitude. Of course, that never works. So we have a very bad record of people not making it because, again, lack of training. And training should be ongoing. It's not something, well, I'll come to 2 and I'll pick it all up and I'm going to become a millionaire. That's not how it works in anything. It doesn't how it works here. Easy entry, because it's easy, people say, oh, I'll give it a try. See, they wouldn't do that with traditional business because it costs on average $80,000 to start traditional business. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to get into the franchising business. It's so much harder. So people what happens is that they take the time to study it and learn, understand. So here, oh yeah, a couple of thousand, okay, okay, here's my credit card, and I'll give it a try. See, that's the thing. How do you give it a try? You can't be half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. So you don't get in because you want to give it a try. When people say, I want to give it a try, and say, enjoy your products. You can't give getting rich a try. You work hard at it. First, you understand what you got to do. Then you take massive action, and you say consistent, have longevity. So again, easy entry doesn't promote you giving your all. I'll give it a try. Right? So focus generally in MLM is mainly on sales and income versus, again, like I said, servicing our people, supporting our people, because we want instant gratification. We want money now, and maybe this is a platform that provides it. We forget that this really, although there is some upfront money to be made here, but really MLM is not about upfront money. MLM is about down the road. MLM is about residual income. And that only happens if you provide service. And the biggest one, I think, that the reason why we have all those problems is that MLM companies, and that's on us. MLM companies, there's no accountability. And it's not only on us, it's also on the government. Because someone can go do the wrong thing in 5 different companies or hurt a whole bunch of people, and the industry gets a bad name, not the person. The companies get the bad name, not the person that did it. And I don't understand how that can happen here. So if somebody goes and buys a franchise, McDonald's franchise is all wrong and they close it down. It happens a lot. I know there's 3 franchises that are closing in Ottawa, for example, for whatever the reason. Any franchise, any business, the guy's a real estate broker or he's in selling real estate and he doesn't do it well, that he leaves, real estate doesn't get a bad name. He gets a bad name, right? If he doesn't do a good job. Yet in MLM, the person goes, screws all up, and then the industry gets a bad name, and the company gets a bad name because there's no accountability. If we kept our people accountable, if there was bylaws in place to keep our people accountable, guess what? Yeah, maybe less people would get in, but we were a lot more proficient, and we have a much better industry. So we got to put in some type of accountability. So bad people or people who don't have good intentions stay away from our industry. So good people who are willing to do those basic things, they have a better opportunity. The good news is the attributes of other methods of distribution we can easily implement here, like accountability, service, all that stuff. But other methods of distribution who are really our competition, other MLM companies are not our competition, is other methods of distribution that is our competition. They cannot implement what we've done, which is business beyond borders, with a few bucks you can get in, all the technology, free training, all those things that we offer here in MLM, no one else offers. So it's a method of distribution that it cannot be illegal. It's the compensation plan that can be illegal. And somebody says, well, okay, well, then how does that work? Well, that's a very vast and very gray area. And I think government has done that on purpose. They made it gray on purpose. Why? Because they want to be able to nail anyone down at any time, like they did with Dreamer. And at the same time, for the good actors, they will make sure that give them some level of flexibility, because if it's black and white, and I don't think anyone can, I don't think MLM would exist if the existing laws were enforced by the letter. So the government wants to leave the companies alone who have good intentions. And there are a lot of good companies that have good intentions. So, but basically to break it down, they look at a few basic things. One of them is, are you promoting a product? Or are you promoting an opportunity, right? Is it, because if just an opportunity, then you're attracting investors. And that's a no-no in our industry. The second thing is, is your product well priced that can actually be sold? Because if it's not, then you're only getting investors. And again, further promotes investors. That means you overinflated your product's prices to pay this massive commissions up front. And it's no MLM, really, it's big upfront money. And that, again, is a big no-no in our industry. And you know what? The third thing is the company going to back up and guarantee the products, right? So these are three base. There is more. And the way the government works, it's not even about the letter of the law, it's the spirit of the law, and they look at your culture and everything else. So there's a lot of good companies out there. Time to time, the government comes in and takes a good one who's not doing the job right, or they're not, like we have very tight rules that we enforce with our distributors. I know companies that kind of took a blind eye to a lot of things, and occasionally one of them gets nailed because I want to make sure that, okay, look, this is like a warning to everybody else. Just because you have the right culture in the company, but you're not enforcing it, then it doesn't make it right. So they're, at the end of the day, they're there to protect the public, and I think it's a good thing. So we're just kind of zooming through what we talked about last week. So there are some objections that come out. Somebody says, you know what, because we don't know what type of business we're in, most people don't know that, so that they don't know how to respond to objections, right? One of the objections is, I heard this years ago, occasionally comes up, and I find it to be the funniest thing ever. Somebody would say, oh, I don't like MLM. Why? Well, because people make money on my efforts. As dumb as it sounds, that comes up time to time. Well, show me one company, show me one business, any business. The whole concept of the MLM, the whole concept of business. Show me one business that people don't make money on your effort. I mean, if that was a case of charity, it's not business anymore. If people don't make money on your effort, that means you're not getting paid. So that becomes volunteer work. So it's really dumb. It's a really dumb comment, but it comes up. But I know what they're trying to say. But the reality is, there are incomes being earned on people in every industry, every method of distribution. If you have a job, you're trading your time for money. And somebody who's paying you your wages makes more money on you. That's where they can pay you those wages. Then there's some money on you to pay the rent and operations, and there's some portion left for the profit. So if you get paid $20 an hour, most likely they're making $40 an hour on your effort. Otherwise, you can't stay in business. Make sense? So if you got a job, someone's making money on your effort. Even if you work for the government, they got funding, right? So if they're giving, spending, I don't know, $1 billion in your company, well, they're getting $1 billion plus in funding because of it. Otherwise, they won't get the funding. So everybody makes money on your effort. If you got a traditional business, you're trading a product / service and your time, that you give to people, your time, your product, your service, for money, right? So that's what it is. And somebody who owns that business makes money, again, on your time. If you own the business, someone else, again, when they sell you the product, you put in your time to sell their products. If you happen to be a pizza business, right? You buy boxes, you buy pepperoni, you buy cheese. Where somebody sold you the pepperoni and cheese, they made money on your time that you make that cheese into a pizza and you sold it, and plus you went out there, you got a store. So again, everybody makes money on your time and effort and product and everything else you're doing. MLM, you're trading your product / service, you're trading your time, and you're coaching for money. And it's completely all right. One of the best explanation I heard years ago. By the way, this is called commerce, right? That's what commerce works. Best explanation years ago. Somebody says, what's the best way to explain MLM? And they said, one of the best explanations I had 30 years ago. So here it is right now. If I can show you a way to make $5 that you could not make without me, is it all right if I made $1 on that? Nobody would say no to that. If I helped you make $5 that you would not have made without me, it's all right, I made $1 on that. He said, of course, but that's MLM. That's it. That's MLM. We help people make money, and we make money. So MLM money is not about the initial package that you deliver wholesale profit. MLM money, what happens after that? So if we can help you make money, then we're going to make money. So again, it's called commerce. So that's not a good objection. Next one is, the low success ratio in MLM. We talked about this a little bit, but that's true for MLM and every other method of distribution. For example, 80% of the traditional businesses fail in the first 5 years. 80%. Guess what? That's majority of traditional businesses that fail. 66% of franchises, either you break even, you bought an expensive job, or you fail the first 5 years. Very expensive failure there. Get this, 92 to 93% of stock brokers, people who invest into stocks, lose money. 92 to 93% of investors lose money. Now, let me ask you something. When 80% of traditional businesses fail, do we go and say, well, traditional business suck, it's a scam? When 66% of franchises fail or they break even, you basically ruined your life. You bought an expensive job. Do we go and say franchising suck, it's a scam? When 93% of stock investors lose money, those are the stats. 93%. Do we go and say stock market is a scam? Do we even blame the stock market? No, we blame the people. So the guy was an idiot. We don't blame we blame the people in it. Rightfully so, perhaps. Rightfully so. Even worse, 96% of people who trade on Forex lose money. Have you ever heard someone say Forex is a scam? So why is it that we go ahead and blame our industry when people don't make any money, and yet we don't do that for other industries? So again, much like other industries, MLM is not the blame. So don't blame the vehicle, blame the driver. That's why I always say in MLM, don't blame the vehicle, blame the driver. I still think, despite its low success ratio, I still believe MLM is the safest to go. Why? Okay, if you don't make any money, you enjoy some great products, and that's it. You have to put your life, but you lose your job. By the way, average person has 8 careers in their lifetime. 8, that means they failed 7 times. So when you lose your job, your life changes. It ruins your life. If you're a traditional business that goes down, you got your savings, you got debts, all gone. You're in trouble. Franchises, you're in trouble. Investment, you're in trouble. MLM doesn't work. Well, okay, you were trying it anyways. A couple of grand, whatever. So it's still the safest, and it gives you the highest chance, highest profit potential than anything else that's out there. So again, it is the safest and it's your best option. So usually this type of nonsense comes from our competition, which is not other companies. Our competitions are the method of distribution. Remember that. So we look at the stats. I would look at somebody who would say, no, it's kind of stupid to throw a rock at a castle if you live in a glass house. Because here, if somebody fails, nothing changes in their life. In your industry, though, when people fail, they lose their life, right? So those are the things, once you understand how great this industry is, oh man, drives you great. By the way, when you got the stuff in you, you barely get these objections because people see your conviction on who we are. The permit objection is stupid anyways. I think people like that, they extend this permit objection. I think they're getting less and less, you know, it's just dumb because a pyramid is illegal, right? In every country it's illegal. And illegal operations don't last 80 years. So there is no such thing as MLM, illegal MLM companies. There are, doesn't mean all MLM companies are good. No, far from it. There are many Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes who pretend to be MLM. But I don't want to compare the two. So if there are companies out there pretending to be MLM because MLM is such a great platform and they want to kind of piggyback on the MLM industry, that our job is to defend it. But there are Ponzi schemes that go out of business. People don't associate them to franchising. Why do you decide to associate them to MLM? So there's no bad MLMs, there's bad companies pretending to be MLM. So don't blame the method of distribution. There are franchises sold all over the world that are complete scams. People never got those franchises. I heard about one the other day. It was in, what country was it? Oh, Taiwan. Renee was telling me, it's actually, he might be on the phone. Somebody went ahead and opened up the business plan. He was going to have like thousands of stores. People invested heavily into this franchise operation. Guess what? They took the money and ran. At the end of the day, but when that happens, people don't say, well, franchising is a scam, right? Yet, in our business, when somebody comes and pretends, that was not a franchise, that was a scam pretending to be a franchise. We have scams, or scam orders coming to our business industry, pretending to be MLM. So that's why, but we get some of blame for it. Pyramid really is where your life is now, right? No, everything around you is a pyramid. You know, pyramid like this, that means there's only one person at the top, right? Last I checked, your religion was like that, right? There's one pope, expands from there. Last I checked, government was like that. One prime minister expands from there, right? Franchising is like that. You got the head office, and then you got franchises, right? It goes from there. So our world, but MLM is not like that. So because MLM, it's not like this, because the MLM, whole bunch of people can rise to the top. Reza and Renee are both at the same level, right? They came at different times, but they're both at the same level. We have 26, some more, maybe 28 LD3s in our company. Well, and they're on each other's team, but they are same level. You see, that is an equal opportunity. That's an equal opportunity. So then why people need MLM? That's the biggest thing. I mean, we are the last bastion of the free enterprise is what I wrote in my book, because it's the only chance for you and I, average person, to accomplish something magnificent. Magnificent! And I was talking to Renee, he was telling me about his homes or whatever. I look at, Reza and his homes or whatever, what he does with his kids, whatever. These are average people. I was average. We just took this industry, took it seriously, and we built a life with it. We want to create 1,000 millionaires in this company with this platform. The world needs it. Why? Because of inflation. There's nothing we can do about inflation. Money's become a scam. So it's losing its power constantly. Because money keeps on losing its power, I mean, you get to buy less and less every year. So it forces you to reduce your lifestyle, borrow to keep your lifestyle, or find a way to make extra money. So unless you want to go bankrupt in the future, keep borrowing, or you want to keep reducing your lifestyle every year, which nobody wants to do, the only other option is start a business. Since you only got 2 jobs in your family, you can't get a 3rd job. What's there for you? MLM comes in to fill up the gap. How awesome is that? And it gives you the flexibility, time, freedom, everything you need, and this massive potential. Massive potential. Right in the chat group, massive momentum, potential of making money, massive potential, right? No one else gives you that. So the old saying is, get precious metals to hedge against paper currency, money. Because money losing its value, you need a hedge to keep you at balance. You want something that's gaining in value, like precious metals and precious stones, to offset what's losing its value, which is your money. Well, if precious world is a hedge against paper currency and money, then MLM, increasing in value commodity, is a hedge against jobs, which is a losing commodity. See, your jobs, I mean, I run a corporation in Canada, we got 2.5% raise every year, that's the average. Yet inflation is 10, 20% on vegetables, on gas. So that is, your job is buying you less and less. So it's a losing commodity. So what you want to do, you want to hedge that with something that's increasing in its value, which is a business. Now, if you can do traditional, fine, most people can, so MLM comes in. You can build an MLM business at the same time as your job. So one is losing its value, one's gaining its value, and hopefully you can match it, and hopefully it comes to a point you don't need the job. So MLM is a hedge against jobs, like precious market is against money. All right, so somebody said, okay, I get it, I get MLM. So how do I separate? How do I separate, good companies from not so good companies? I already told you earlier, somewhat how the difference between what is a Ponzi scheme pretending to be MLM and what is MLM separated. But some of these Ponzi schemes, some of these weaker companies, they don't even have to be Ponzi schemes, because some good companies actually, with a good intention, vast majority of even the good companies go out of business. Mass majority of the good companies go out of business. So how do you play it safe, right? You're not going to lose a lot of money if somebody doesn't do well, but it could be your time, could be your reputation. So how do you choose the right company? That's a question that everybody has. Even the ones who are in the industry have it. There are some people being in 5 or 6 different companies. If they knew how to choose the right company, they would have made it with the first one, providing the timing was right. So let's talk about that. There's many more, but I put the top 10 things, how to choose the right company. And if you follow this, you're fairly safe that you're in a decent company and you can build and you can have a good shot at it. One of them is timing. Timing is important because the company is too new. We do 1 of 1,000 make it. So it doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how good the company is, doesn't matter how good the product is. If there's so many elements, MLM business is tough. I'm telling you, traditional business is not hard to operate because all you need is money, you buy your talent, and then once you're employees, you go follow your rules. MLM is not like that because they're all independent people. So it's very difficult. So a lot of them, as a company, they don't even make it. So timing is important. 0 to 5 years is a risky years. I'll tell you, but 80% fail in the first 18 to 24 months, 80%. Another 80% of the balance fail in the first 5 years. So the first 5 years is very, very risky. You want to stay away from that. Then, next, if the company is between if the company reaches the 5 years, doesn't mean they cannot go out of business, but vast majority of them have already done it. So these guys have managed it. They managed it and they're still around, so they're a good bet. 5 to 20 years, what we call momentum phase. Remember, we are in an internet business, so it's a business beyond border, easy to expand. So 5 to 20 years is what we call momentum phase. If you're 20 plus years, a company, they're stable, they're good, they're stable. In some countries, though, you know, it might not be a good opportunity where and because they've already come so big, you need to go maybe other countries. But at the end of the day, that's how it works. 0 to 5 is very risky. 5 to 20 year in momentum, and 20 plus stable, but you may have to go outside your market to build it. For example, Amway, good company. Is it a good opportunity in Canada, US? Probably not. You probably need to go outside and build it there. In China, they're a big business over there, and so forth. Number one. Number two, you want a company that has want and need products. That's tough because, you know, usually it's one or the other, right? But at least get one product, get need product. Don't join companies that have complex, not regulated gimmicks. You know, some of these things that you don't even see, the cryptocurrency, or there's something that there's nothing tangible that you can actually put into value, right? You know, even companies that do insurance and they do like Forex and those things, they don't last. They don't last. Now, let's assume they're good companies, right? Because I mean, there is an insurance company for America. They're a good company, but so they do it properly. You go through all these licenses and all those things. They don't even let you in unless you pass all these licenses. So that's fine. They're doing it right. But these other companies that come with Forex and cryptos, all this, you need no qualification whatsoever. You can come and invest. You have no clue what you invested into. You have no clue what to do with your money. You have no clue how you make money other than bring in more investors, but that's an illegal pyramid. And those things grow extremely fast. And if you ask those people, what are you investing into? They have no clue. Well, crypto, well, where is this crypto? Who is it? No one's ever heard of it. Who is it? Nobody, but the investors in that company. Well, how is it worth what you're paying? Well, we get paid when, so that's called the Ponzi scheme. Okay, that's the pyramid scheme. So as long as you got products that you want, accessory, fashion, whatever, products you need, health and beauty, that's fine. It's simple. The whole concept of the MLM is a simple product you use, you get excited, and you resell. If an average person cannot understand the product and there's no uses for it to begin with, how is that an MLM business? That's a bunch of investors who are coming in. That's like stock market, except stock market, it's okay to invest, but it's illegal to do MLM payments. So it becomes a legal pyramid. So those companies are trying to take something that's for investors and do multi-level because they want people to bring in more family and friends. Well, obviously that is an illegal pyramid scheme. Third, you want a balanced compensation plan that has no comp plan contradictions, and it's not really top heavy. I listen to some of these guys like, oh, our compensation plan pays like $300,000 a week. And they think that's a good thing. And they're not making $5 themselves. That's look. Don't get too excited when somebody says you can make $10 million a year with our company. Because at the end of the day, that money that somebody makes $10 million a year, that money is coming from a pool of money that's supposed to go to everybody. So if a couple of guys deplete the whole pool, what's left for you? So it's not exciting when somebody says, well, top guy makes $300 million a year. You know, okay, well, that came from the same pool that 100,000 people are supposed to eat from. So if the company is really top heavy, then less left for you. How many people can get to that top? So it has to be reasonable. You want a company that pays, that has good now money that you can do with your own effort. It needs to have nice in the middle that people can quit their job, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month and go full time. And it needs to have a potential to make great money, which you could do in a 7-figure area. But the comp plan needs to be balanced. Now I won't get into details. This is my expertise, a comp plan, but a lot of the compensation, but even with good companies, they have this contradictions where you go for this bonus, if you get it, what you did to get it doesn't help you with this bonus. As a matter of fact, it contradicts it. Now you're missing another bonus. I call that comp plan contradictions. With an oil company, for example, you go for all the requirements or piggyback over each other. For example, you go for MGRS, you get that, but you're already 232 car program. So they don't contradict each other. It's the same qualification, do a little bit more. So most people in our company had 2 bonuses, they were going for 1 because it's piggybacks over each other. 4, you want a company that helps you, partners with you in doing promotions. For example, you see McDonald's, right? They come up with a Big Mac for $1, right? Well, both the company and the franchisees, they chip into that, right? It's not only head office, but head office comes up with it. They chip into that to cover that. The franchises cover that. Oh, you go to buy a car, they have a 0% financing, right? Well, the way that works is that the head office comes up with a promotion, they chip into that, and the franchises chip into that, and they do this together. Now, in our company, when we do crazy promotions, I don't get you to chip into, I pay for everything, right? But you want a company that comes up with these promotions because it resets and refreshes your entire team every 30 days to do more. Otherwise, they become kind of stagnant. So it's an exciting company. Oh, it's the next thing to go. You can build through promotions. You want a company that gets involved outside the compensation plan with promotions that revitalizes the whole group. You want some fast, the key here is fast lifestyle bonuses outside the comp plan. Like in our case, MGRS, people are doing the first 30 days. Why? Because we're a story-driven business. And when people qualify with something outside the comp plan, you know what? They could make $10,000 a month regularly. That's not news. They qualify for a quick bonus for $500. That's news. They show up on the poster. And that causes momentum. People want to be recognized. So you want a company that has all these quick bonuses that people can constantly qualify for. Number 6, strong training culture. Now, and it should be for free. Look at what we're doing tonight. Look what we did last night. What we do on Saturday, on a Sunday. We do all this and it's free. So if someone who's interested to learn the industry, we give it all to you. All to you. And we develop you as a people first. And then your business takes off from there. If your company's all they're doing is tours, presentation, get people in, that's more likely they have no confidence that the company is going to last. They want to cash in quickly and take off. Otherwise, there's 2 parts to MLM. One, you get them in, tours. Second part, you keep them in, training. You got to have both. If the training part is not there, major red flag. Next thing, professional marketing tools. Now, any seasoned network marketer will know by the print material and the links if the company is serious or not. If I was to be recruited for a company today, if I was looking for a company, if I was a distributor, the first thing I would look at, it's not the company. The first thing I look at is, let's see if the company's even going to last. It doesn't matter what the comp plan pays. Let's see if the company's even going to last, right? So show me your print material. Show me your links. Let me see how much effort and money and investment the corporate has done into the promotional. Because at the end of the day, we're in a marketing business. Multi-level marketing. And we need those tools to be able to promote and market the company. And you know what? Vast majority of the fly-by-nights, they have nothing. They do a quick web page and they have nothing. And very quickly, you know, okay, if they're not going to invest into the infrastructure, then I don't want to be involved in it, because most likely 3 months from now, you know what's funny? In the old days, they used to last at least a year and a half before it shut down. Now, it's like 90 days later, they're gone. This is incredible. You knew was somebody even an iMac in his bedroom that started this whole thing, and a whole bunch of silly people got on board and they lost their money. So having professional tools, very, very key. Strong product warranties and guarantees. Again, another indication is the company think they're going to be around. Does the company really believe in what they're producing? If they don't have no guarantee warranties, major red flag. Because you know what? They know what they're producing and they're not confident on it. We have 100% satisfaction guarantee on the company. Do we have confidence? Say, hell yeah. Can we say that? We'd say it anyways. So that's right. So that's how you know good companies versus others. Not to mention regulations demand it. International reach and presence. You know, MLM is the greatest equalizer because you could build it anywhere. So if you're St. Lucia, island of 180,000 people, well, you can make a full-time income like Vern, that's 8 years, because she's gone in 15, 16 countries or more. Her business comes from all over the place. It's important that the company has infrastructure in place and is willing to expand to other countries. And the last thing that I want to talk this more, but we won't get into that. The last thing is that I think it's really important that nobody talks about that the management team, whether it's the CEO or management, they had actual field experience. Because generally what's happening with MLM, why there's such a fight going on constantly with different companies, even large companies, is that they go hire some type of corporate executives who's a Harvard smart guy who has no clue what's going on in the field. There's this massive gap between the management and the distributors. They don't understand each other, they hate each other. Here, obviously you're not been there. I know what you guys go through. There's a small gap. I know what's going on. And the stuff I come out with is because I've been there already. And when you guys speak, I understand it, right? So I have my own little committee and those things. I think it's important that we got a management that came from the field. And it's really helpful if you had success in the field. So this way there's a better relationship between the field leaders and field soldiers and the management team. So those are 10 things of how to select the right company. If you follow those 10 things, if you look at it, and you've got yourself a fairly good shot of being with a good company, the rest is up to you. So with that, look at where, hey, we got just enough time for people to have their comments and share with me, hey, it's something else you want to share. I'm ready to learn. So I'll pass it back to Maria.
Fantastic. What a powerful training. I'm just looking at all the in the chat here. I mean, people are absolutely say it's one of your compensation plan is the best. You're of course one of the best. Opulence has been the best company we have ever seen. We're so blessed to be part of this company, and I absolutely agree. Massive potential, massive potential. Yes, yes, they're thanking you. They appreciate all that great training and support. And there's nothing, you are the best, most powerful CEO we have. And of course, the company Opulence Global is one of the best and the finest. So it's basically giving gratitude and be grateful and thankful for the excellent work you've been doing and giving to us. All the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding here. On the
you
chat.
know what, guys? These type of trainings, I call them infrastructure building trainings. You get to understand your industry better. And when you understand it better, not only you take different actions, but now you understand why things are not working the way they should. And if you did nothing at all, now you know you're more at peace, knowing that, okay, I'm not doing what I need to do, but I enjoy being around for social reason, whatever reason. At least you're not blaming your offline, you're not blaming the company, you're feeling great about it. At least you see there is a light there. And you understand, once you understand them, the industry better, you don't give up on your dreams, because outside this industry, what do you got left? Outside this light at the end of the tunnel, what do you have left, right? So that's why these type of trainings builds up your infrastructure. I see, we got a decent number of people here. And what I like to invite you to do, I do all this stuff for free. I want you to just reward me by getting somebody of your team on next week. Let's build up, only because I just want to be bigger of a help. As if you can get more people on, we can change more people's lives. So get people to get on, because I'm sure you agree, a lot of the stuff we talk about, you can use even outside Opulence. This is infrastructure building stuff. A lot of stuff we talk about is 30 years of experience. And when you build a business, it's not an MLM business. First, you build yourself up. I built myself up, and then you attribute that to. So the numbers are good. Let's make it even better for next week.
Excellent. I certainly agree. Ladies and gentlemen, what a powerful call we heard from our CEO. And certainly for next week, Tuesday, same time, same place, just bring one or two other guests on top of the call. I think that will be more powerful, because these are the information that everyone needs to hear. Ramin, I want to thank you so much for, again, spending the quality time, sharing your knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And I think this is epic that a lot of people, I think they came across and got a lot of valuable information to impact their business and to move to a next level. On behalf of Opulence Global, I want to thank each and every one of you guys on the call. Again, as he mentioned, next week, make sure, don't miss this call. And if you can bring 1 or 2 guests on it, which is absolutely fervor, it's phenomenal, it's powerful. The more, the merrier. And, you know, anything else you have to say, Renee? Because all what I'm seeing on the chat is just gratitude. They thank you very much for a powerful training. You're one of the best. I agree. I believe in you. I believe in the company. I believe in the industry. We're on the right track. It's just, again, all of us to go massively, take massive action. And again, one team, one dream to the billion. And we stay forensic. Stay forensic.
And thank you, Mario, for the great work that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you, and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.